AyoGG, welcome to the 7th episode of the special version of the AyoGG podcast for Girlsplanet 999, episode 7. Today, once again, we are going to talk for you about the newest episode of Girlsplanet 999, and with we, I mean myself and my friend Payne. Hello.
Annyeong.
Today was a really performance heavy episode. Like the whole time was only performance, performance, performance. And of course, as always, we are going to talk about each and every one of them. So, how about we jump right into the very first one, which was, if I'm not mistaken, a poem titled You. So we started really melancholic with a song originally by Taeyeon and was performed by Wang Xing, Xiao, Miu, and Yi Young. And as always, we first got a bit of practice, and I really mean a bit. It felt overall today like we didn't get a lot of practice episodes of the teams. I'm not sure if the reason for it was because maybe there wasn't enough stuff to show that happened there, or if Mnet was just like, come on guys, let's just do 1.5 hours and we're done. But it was, in my opinion, a nice pacing that they went with there. But what happened in the team, a poem titled You, Cheng Xiao messed up in the rehearsal a bit her because she was missing her part, which once again, as we learned in the last episode, can lead to a lot of confusion within the team. But it wasn't really like a major thing overall. Also, we got a bit of Yi Young stating how desperate she is, since she needs the benefits of this whole of the whole connect missions to survive. Was it the connect missions? Wait a second. Combination missions. I'm sorry. Of the combination missions. Since she is currently in position 13, which, as we all know, would eliminate her, since only positions 1 to 8 for each nationality will survive the next voting. And that was already it that we got from the practice of this group. So, as I told you in advance, not a lot, not really much drama. So it looks like this team overall went pretty smoothly through their training. And of course, as always, after the training, it is time to jump into the performance of a poem titled You. What do you say about the performance of the three girls?
So first, it's a phenomenal song.
That's
of
correct.
course.
Absolutely correct. No lies there.
I want to mention we had this little quote, something stuff that Jingoo was doing because of the hotel, the Luna
Yeah.
preference.
He quoted
and-
Hotel de Luna and everyone lost their shit.
Yeah, of course, everyone wanted.
Me, of course, too, because I exactly knew what he was talking about.
Yeah, well, that's one thing. But if it comes to the performance, beside that, the song is really, really, really nice. I like the performance overall. So, in my opinion, they didn't really mess up that much. It sounded good. And yeah, I just listened when you was telling who's in the team for the performance. I was listening, and the one I want to mention first, the one in the middle was Wang Jingzhao. I don't know. I have
Yeah.
I wrote her down like totally wrong. And I'm happy that I don't need to show you that. I'm 100% sure I wrote that down so wrong. But yeah, I think she was very, very, very cool doing this. She was very good. But what I can say about her as well, it kind of felt Cause she had the main vocal killing part. So the killing part in vocal performance is basically the main vocal part, and uh, I guess she was kinda, or she kinda has more um or a little range she can yeah use. So um sometimes I really felt like there is a bit too less power in her voice. But that's nothing that's bothered me that that much. But yeah, it was just
Was she sitting in the
something.
middle? Sorry.
Yeah, she was sitting in the
Okay.
middle.
Okay. Yeah.
And she had this one part in the I guess it was something at the end. Um, yeah, where it was going to go a bit more powerful for one note, and it kind of felt like she couldn't go more powerful. And yeah, that was the one thing in this performance that um yeah was something I was thinking about if it comes to maybe a bit problematic, but I don't know. Then we got Yeyoung. I don't know the family name in that case.
I think by now we don't need the family names anymore because I think the the field of candidates is so small at this point,
Yeah,
and we
and
got no double names. I think no one
uh,
doubles anymore. So
exactly true. That's the point. And I want to point out in that case, I'm still super, or it's still super funny that May was May since the beginning, just May. That was really
yeah,
funny.
always May.
But yeah, Yang was super nice as well. I really enjoyed her performance, doing her performance as well. So yeah, nothing special to point out uh, after that. So yeah, what was your opinion?
Well, I really loved the performance.
Hmm?
I do see the mistake that Xing Xiao made there, but in my opinion, it wasn't even like a mention. Isn't that you don't even need to mention it in my opinion
Yeah.
because it was such a small thing. And in my opinion, there was almost, besides that, no flaw in this performance. They really worked hard on this, and I want to especially point out Ji Young because, in my opinion, she slayed her vocal parts. I was really impressed by her. And in my opinion, especially she, but the group overall, did Taeyeon justice. They did not mess up the song in any way, which I'll be completely honest, I would be the first one to say that if
Hmm?
that would be the case, because I'm a hardcore Taeyeon sucker. You need to know that about me. She's my number one singer of all time. But they really did an amazing job. I was impressed by the emotions and kind of the melancholy they conveyed in their voices. Was amazing, and the harmonization was basically my favorite part of all of this. The only thing that I would mention that is leaving me a bit like, mm, I don't really see where the rearrangement was. Like,
Yeah.
this basically sounded like the original song, not much rearranged, of course, a bit, but really nothing worth mentioning. And if I think about what this team had planned to do
Hmm.
with the song and what we got, I'm just really sad that they absolutely weren't able to do anything in a way like creative with the song. They simply did the song and that's it. Um, which once again, I love the performance. It was really great, but I would have hoped for like their approach. I really would have liked to see what they initially planned on doing, and I didn't get that. But well, that is not the fault of the girls. Definitely not.
Yeah. Would be really interesting the kinda cutie second verse.
Mm.
How they have had planned this, but sadly,
But
it
Steph said
wasn't.
no.
Mnet thought otherwise.
That's a shame. A shame. After that, we got another three people group with Mafia in the Morning, originally by ITZY. And here we got Jiwon, Fuyaning, and Mashido. And, guys, it is important to know there is a story behind this performance, okay? It is really important that you follow the story from beginning to the end. Because the story is the following, okay? They all were in love with the same boy. They all dated the same boy. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's a really complex story. But he cheated on them.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think we have the exact progress in that story explained. So I don't know if they dated at the same time, kinda, or it
I think
was
so,
one
yeah.
after one.
I think they dated at the same time, and he played them
Okay.
all. Basically, yeah, basically, this the most basic story there is. No, but if you maybe know Girls' Generation's Lionheart, it's basically the same story that is getting portrayed in there. Like this
Yeah.
one dude that is dating all the girls simultaneously. In Lionheart, you have like the girls finding out and then beat the shit out of the lion.
Yes.
Uh, we didn't, unfortunately, get that in Mafia in the Morning. This would have been cool. Like, imagine they're on stage performing, and suddenly they run off stage, drag Jingoo on his ugly necklaces onto the stage, and beat the shit out of him. I would have loved that story.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, but seriously, it was, in my opinion, it was cool that they've actually thought of a story for this, for something they could like hang on to the whole time, when they have like a bit of acting in mind. That there's something they can always have in mind. Okay, I have to do it like this, like this, like this. This can really be helpful, and I also think that it showed later on. In the beginning, we also got in the practice a comment by Tiffany stating that the choreography to that point was boring. Also, something they took to heart when they thought about the whole story thing. And yeah, in the end, they overhauled their performance and started to perform. What do you think about the performance of Mafia in the Morning?
So first, I want to take a quote this time on Tiffany. She loves the song. So
Tiffany loves
yeah,
the song.
Tiffany loves the song. Maybe it wasn't the last time we heard this today, but let's see.
Unfortunately, it
Yes,
wasn't, no.
of course, something we have talked the last time about. This time we got the complete opposite of the first performance. The rearrangement was there. It was
Oh,
basically
yeah.
the rock influence. um,
It was quite obvious, yeah, the
yeah.
rearrangement.
So at the beginning, I was kind of confused because, yeah, or they told us they want to go, yeah, do the rock or rockish style from music. But when it started, it was just the typical sound, just
Mhm.
higher. And I need to say, I was a bit, it sounded a bit disgusting for me because from my ears it was kind of too high, this dit kind of thing, and I was like, okay, that's not rock. But if we progress further and further in the song, it got more elements, and finally in the chorus it was like bam bam bam, something like in the direction of a Dreamcatcher chorus could be.
Yeah.
um
Mhm.
and yeah, so I see the point of the rearrangement where they kinda vocalized it more. So of course it was still, and we discussed it when we watched it, it wasn't it was not a level to say it's just a vocal performance, but you could hear they have vocalized the rap a bit more. So they, yeah, played a bit more with their voices and with the heights of the tones and stuff like that, with notes. But yeah, it was mostly still very, very rap influenced. Then we got, of course, the bridge. There, Hu Yanning did a really good job, in my opinion. Um, Doing this pre-chorus. And of course, when the chorus started, then was the that was the point where I was like, oh damn, that sounds super super cool. But then we get the kind of yeah we got a second verse, and then we get a little break. So I think we skipped the second chorus if I remember it right, and after that they were going for the kind of final chorus. Um, Combined with the bridge from the original song, they really did a cool mix out of it. Um, what I haven't expected, and it sounded so cool. So that yeah, so it was kind of like they did the original chorus, just even harder, and the bridge from Lia before that was done by Hu Yanning there and was kind of ad-libbing into that. Not really ad-libbing. It was kind of just singing over it, kind of a play from harmonizing, and I was super, super, super excited by this. That was so, especially the ending was super, 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 super strong. Um, and yeah, of course, we can point out the G1 Hu Yanning kind of high note. Let's say it like that. Was super cool to hear as well.
Yeah, in that part, I really like the synergy between
Yes.
Yanning and G1. That was really impressive and something I didn't expect for the song. And the fact that they did that at the end made me also leave the song and the performance with a like positive mindset because it ended on
Mhm.
such a cool note. So that was really cool of them. That's true. Overall, I enjoyed the performance. And I want to also here once again praise all three of them, G1, Yanning, and Mashido.
Yeah.
Um, because both the execution of both the singing and the choreography that they thought of themselves was really nice to look at. What I have to say is that their voices, in my opinion, sometimes didn't really feel like to match. Especially Fu Yanning's voice is much stronger than the one of the other two. And
Mhm.
that sometimes, in my opinion, led to a bit of a lost balance within the song because you had the voice of Fu Yanning and then G1 afterwards, and it was like, okay, it's a really big like gap in power there, which
Mhm.
kind of yeah pushed me out of the experience at times. But that was nothing major, but something that I noticed. So I feel like these two are either not the best suited to be in one team, or maybe they didn't, yeah, maybe they simply didn't level their voices, their voice powers enough beforehand. I don't know what it is, but that was something that was bothering me. And yeah, at the end of the day, I have to say, even though I enjoyed the performance, in my opinion, it was a great performance if you put it into the category idol or all round, something like this. Because you had both cool performance plus great singing. But at the end of the day, it is labeled as vocal, and so I have to judge it as a vocal performance, and also I have to judge it based on the knowledge I have of other vocal performances. And there I have to say it can compete with like the vocal quality we got and we will get in in the past episode and later on in this episode. It's just yeah, it's just the nature of the song that you can't prove your vocals as much as in other songs, which then in the end leads to, if I compare it to a bit of a more like disappointing view, which is a bit unfair for the performance because overall it was great, but yeah, as a vocal performance, compared to others, it was nothing special for me.
Mhm.
Next up, we had not a vocal performance, but we jumped into a rap performance. VVS by Lang Chao, Chaeyoung, and Kotone. When we jumped into the practice, the first thing I thought we had some kindergarteners standing there performing the song. But it sounded so freaking adorable what they sang there, so high. And yet the rapping was messy, and it was just you just looked at it and you were like, "Oh." But this is not really the feel that you want to get, when you have the song VVS. You want something different, and we also saw that later on that they also want something different because they also got a storyline there. And another thing that we saw is that Lang Chao, so one of the Lang twins, the one with Jay, by the way, she had to go to the restroom quite often. And she also, yeah, she looked quite lost in the whole like practice episode. She also, I really have to say, when they performed for in front of the teachers on the stage, in the like practice, she really butchered her part. She was completely off key, which
Mhm.
was really a shame, and it hurt to look at that. And they also, the members started to like fight a bit, because of the way Chow was handling the whole practice situation and stuff. So it was really, 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 really a difficult situation, this practice thing, and it didn't look really promising. And then we started into the performance, and then we got the storyline, that is like the anchor of this whole performance, which is basically the girls slowly like graduating from their super cute, from the super cute theme that they all have, from basically day one. We got it introduced by seeing a little film, on the big screen, where the three members were also actively watching during the performance. And in their faces, we saw, I'd say, a bit of disappointment when they looked at themselves and like, oh no, I don't want to be that anymore. That's not what I am. I can do much more. Something like that. And we simply got a little showcase, of cute scenes of them from various episodes, and then they started to perform the song to show that they are able to do much more. And now is my question for you: were they able to show that?
Yeah, so okay. Where do I start? So, I have, of course, after the practice, I was a bit yeah, a bit scared for the performance because of course, you can't take the practice as a not it's not even a little sign how the performance can be if we look back to the mic drop um evolution. So
Let's never
um
look back to the mic drop practice, please.
so but when I looked at the practice, I was like, something feels just weird. And
Yeah.
maybe it was just that I got a feeling they are not really confident enough maybe to deliver it right. But I'm not a confident master, so I don't know. But it was just a feeling for me when I saw the practice. And on stage, exactly that was still the problem. Of course, they did it better than in the practice, but oh damn, there was
Yeah,
so much.
the thing is, I'm not sure. I don't think confidence is the problem. What I would say is the problem is that especially Chao and Chaeyoung simply don't feel this kind of genre. At least
Yeah.
that's what it felt like for me. Like at the whole time when I was watching this, I also looked at their facial expressions, and I think I saw something like that they were completely lost. They didn't know how to express this, what they are doing there right now. I mean, sometimes there simply are genres that you're not comfortable with, that simply are not your thing, and I feel even though they try to push that within this the story they try to tell, I don't think they are able to graduate. I don't know if it is the problem of being cute. I don't think so. I think the problem is that simply this hip hop style is not for them.
Yeah.
I'd
And
say.
they couldn't act over it. So they couldn't so accept the fact that that's not their style, but they weren't able to act over that as well. So sometimes, especially as an idol, of course there are genres you are not that happy with, and then of course you need to act over it. You still need to be there and look like you would enjoy it.
For
And I guess
example, for a little uh, piece of information there, Girls' Generation, Taeyeon, back in 2009, she hated G.
yeah,
Until today, she's not really a fan of G. Back then, she hated it. You never saw it. I don't want to
right.
compare now with Taeyeon, and especially not with someone who had been an idol for, in that case, 2 years and something like this. But this is just to show, yeah, as an idol, you have to do stuff that you don't want to do. That is part of the business, unfortunately.
Exactly. Exactly. And sadly, they couldn't really, yeah, act like a bit this hip hop. I mean, it's even. I guess this is a song where being cute not even is a problem. If you, yeah, it's of course a hip hop vibe, but it's more the take it easy hip hop vibe. It's very laid back, and it's very, yeah, it has some vocal passages and stuff like that. It's not the hard in your face hip hop rap most of the time. So yeah, and I was a bit disappointed by the performance, cause for me this was the worst performance I saw
Same.
in this round, cause yeah, I don't know, I really didn't bought it from them, and the skills were not really there as well. So I need to say
Except,
uh
except Kotone.
Kotone is her name, I guess, if I
Yeah,
read it right.
Kotone.
um
She did a great job.
she did a great job. I say, yeah, I guess I would say a good job. I guess I wouldn't go as far to say a great job, but I'm going with a good job. But the other two were kind of disappointing me.
I
So
mean, I don't know if I would say. I say she did a great job. It could, of course, be that I only think so because of the contrast to
mhm,
the other two. I don't know. But she at least felt like she was actually enjoying standing on that stage, doing that
yes,
performance, unlike the
definitely,
others who felt super tense the whole time.
yeah,
And yeah, I also liked the sound of her voice, the tone in which she was both singing and rapping. That was really pleasant to hear. And I have to point out what the hell was
yeah. The screen was not good as well. Like,
like
I mean,
Chaeyoon.
if you if
What?
you if you listen to this in the original, it's maybe it's you could, it could be that you don't like it as well, because it's um as well a bit higher, and I mean it's done by a boy, but still it's I don't know, that in a performance it was, I don't know what is, I can't even do it. I'm so incompetent in that case. So I'm not going to try it again.
The thing is,
But
it felt completely out of the place, and
yeah.
I wonder if why she did it. In my head, the only reason why she did it is because she did it the best from the three of them, And if that was the best from the three of them, I think, why the hell didn't the teacher say, okay, just skip that part?
Yeah, and maybe
Or
they
change it
could
to
have.
something else. I don't know.
Yeah, or if the problem is they can't do this live, just uh, kind of edit in a background, in an instrumental. It's possible as well. Like there are possibilities, I guess, but I don't know. They did it this way, and I wasn't really. I don't think that was the best way they did it. I can't imagine, cause it sounded like the worst way they could have done it.
I mean, of course, we also don't know how it was in practice. Maybe she was really, really good in
True.
practice, and it only didn't work out on the stage. No clue, but yeah, on stage,
And
it definitely didn't feel right.
And something I have to point out, just to be fair, compared to other performances, um, we, of course, I'm not a sucker who maybe listened to the song 101 time, but that times, but I've listened to it many times, so I'm kind of familiar with the lyrics, especially the English ones, and it was a total rap performance, and they really didn't have changed much. Even, I mean, of course, some of the lyrics are fitting the situation of them. Especially as example, we had this one line with where she was singing about winning here and stuff like this. Of course, it was in the original as well because it was a finale song and stuff like this. But ah, I don't know if it's full rap performance we are so it's about writing the rap, so like please write something your own, and if you don't do it with the chorus, just do it in a yeah, in a verses, like.
Yeah, the thing there is, there's, oops, I hope you guys didn't hear that. There's always this thing with rapping that all people always say you have to write your rap yourself and stuff. To be a rapper and stuff like this. That's completely not my opinion.
No.
So here, so personally, I wouldn't want to hold that against them, but the thing is that if I'm not mistaken, this was like especially pointed out when the trainees were able to choose which songs they should do. That when you're doing dance, you're doing the choreography yourself. When you're singing, you're doing rearrangement yourself. And when you're rapping, you're writing your raps yourself.
Yeah.
So in that case, it was simply a task that they had to do. So then, of course, I have to say, then, yeah, it's difficult, especially if other groups went the extra mile in a way and really wrote their own raps. But then again, here we don't really have enough insight. So I really would like to know, maybe they wrote their own raps, but they were bad, and they said, okay, just go with the original there, or
Maybe
I
they
mean,
they they just changed some words, and so for me it sounds like
maybe
the original.
Maybe.
Could be as well.
So we don't really know about that. Or I don't know if it. I mean, if they're performing it, it must be um in a way. The lyrics must be in a way where the trainers that checked on them beforehand said, okay, that is okay.
Yeah.
Like that is with that you are fulfilling the quota that you have to do. So yeah, I'm not really sure about that.
Yeah, I'm just I just mean I say that because I'm comparing it as with as example the VR performance with Bola and the
Mm.
other two ones, and they wrote it as well, and they are not focused on rap, so it's possible you can do it.
I mean,
So
it's a valid
and
point of criticism.
yeah, and that's why I'm kind of even sad about that. And so they kind of copied it very well, well, very much, but not even that well. Like two of them couldn't really get on the flow, and then we had Kotone. She really, really did the flow super nice. So it sounded from based on its flow, it sounded really nice, and it came the original very near. It was a bit, yeah. I just think she's not. I don't think it. I guess we can say that she's not used to do it. So of course there she's lacking in some things in that case. But yeah, so that performance, I was really disappointed by this
Yeah.
performance.
The thing is, for Kotone,
Sadly.
I don't know if we saw if she actively chose the song or if she simply had to
True.
go with it. I could imagine that she had to go with it, and in that case, I think it's even cooler how well she did in the actual
Yeah.
performance. But yeah, let's continue with the next song, with which was My Sea, originally by IU. And here we have Chaehyun, Ziyin, Shana, Jiyoon, Iman, and Yuri. Well, last week, we already got the situation with Shana regarding her lack of confidence, because she did not apply for the main vocal position, as I think she should have. And her reason for that was because she couldn't show her skills in front of Jiyoon, because she was like, "Oh my god, she's so good and I'm not," and blah blah blah. So complete lack of confidence, which was, yeah, just super hard to look at and really sad for me, since she's one of my favorites. And she also during the practice looked completely out of it. I don't know exactly what the hell was wrong with her, but I don't think it was just a lack of confidence. There had to be more to it, because yeah, she just looked like she had something else in her mind,
Mhm.
on her mind, in my opinion, that something was wrong. And yeah, in the practice, we also saw Jiyoon, who the week before, as we remember, she completely nailed her high note back then. I mean, everyone who was practicing along her was like, "Holy shit, what the hell was that right now?" She was
Yeah.
completely belting out her skills. But in this practice today, we didn't see anything of that. She was messing up her high note, which is really unusual for Jiyoon. But as we know, bad in practice, good in performance. Right? Pain?
So if we go to the performance, let's start with the song. It's a super cool song again. And I
True.
want to mention, I normally I'm taking notes, just in English. To I don't know, it's just a thing. So, but this time I don't know, and it's the only time, but I wrote overall gute Performance.
Gute Performance, jawohl, sauber.
So yeah,
So,
overall a good
good
performance.
performance. To translate it for you.
I don't know. I don't know. But I guess my mind was just a bit shaky cause I was listening to this super cool performance, and it
You enjoyed it
started.
so much that just.
Yeah, cause when it started, it was like you were I don't know. You were just flying through. I don't know. I can do this, but it was a good performance. I don't know to make here some fear shit. Um, yeah. We had to start. Who was it? Was that Chaehyun? I guess it was Chaehyun, right? With the um lower notes and the more calm parts.
In
Um,
the beginning, I don't know,
in
honestly.
the
I
beginning and at the end, I guess she
don't know
had.
who started.
I guess she had this two I know if even if it was really start, but she had this kind of
No, the very first one was Jiyoon.
yeah, no, not the first one. The one it was very at the beginning, but the one who nailed the lower notes, and I guess that was Shayon. Um, I
Can't
guess
say
so.
unfortunately. I can't start videos with sound, because otherwise the people would hear it in the podcast.
No,
So
it's fine. It's fine. I'm pretty sure so. And yeah, we had this little thing with Shana that yeah we got the explanation of the vocal master, and yeah, she kinda listened to that and got it right in the live performance. So she sang it the way yeah, it should, or it's supposed to be for her there. So yeah, she nailed that part. Still, I don't think she had that many parts. I guess she had two, if I remember right. I guess she was two times there. Um, at least I just remember two times. I really liked her doing during these parts, but yeah. Um, then yeah. Okay, let's go just straight up to the um, killing part of the performance. Of course, the high note we had. And of course, we all were looking forward to it, because when I listened to that in a practice, I was like, oh, I was going to cry like Tiffany sometimes did in this episode when I saw it in the practice, because it's just a nice high note. It's a nice climax. So of course you are really looking forward to it.
I mean,
Um,
it's an IU high note,
it's
so
an IU high note, so yeah, you can expect being oh, and yeah, of course it was who was the Xu Qian was the one who did the part before the high note, right?
the part before you were asking questions. The part before the high note.
Yeah,
Wait a second.
the part right before the high note, I
I
guess.
have the thing is I have to do it without sound.
Ah,
This looks
I'm.
like a high note here.
But she was the one at the very left with kinder
Yes, that's
with
true. That's also true.
kinder the slightly same color as June, kind
Hmm.
of brownish. So I guess we are talking about the same person now.
Yes.
Um, and she nailed this part, because she had a little main vocal part, so a part where she really had to put in a strong vocal power and good notes, and wow, she nailed that part.
Dude, my
Going,
absolute highlight in the song.
yeah,
This girl.
going
Wow.
straight up from that part into the high note, I was like, oh damn, oh damn. My heart was like dugun, 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 dugun.
Diggin',
And
diggin'.
and of course, Jiun started a high note and she messed it up.
Yeah,
She messed it up, and
it happened.
she not just messed it up, she messed it up that much that she really needed to cut it kinda at the half.
Yeah, and you
Um,
saw it in her face.
yes.
You saw it that she just made a mistake, and you can't do that.
And that is
You can't.
something where I have to say, wow, that can show how much important a killing part can be. Cause for me, I was so freaking disappointed after that. I was, oh my goodness, I was so sad. Literally, I was. Cause that was the highlight for me, where you're looking forward to. It's like you have a phenomenal song, and you can relate to that as well. You have a phenomenal song. Everything is so good, especially the bridge is building up super cool, and then a chorus is coming where you think, excuse me, what is this?
It was a highly unfortunate moment. Everything about this moment hurt so much. You know, my biggest problem is really not that she made a mistake. It's unfortunate, but it happens. It's okay. But once again, we had that already a few times on this podcast. You can't show it the way she did. I know it's difficult, but when you are standing on stage, come on, you have to stand there and simply say, "Okay, I messed it up, but I'll just continue." The like lucky thing for her is that in the song they always have to look kind of sad and a bit disappointed in their facial expressions.
Yep.
So it suited in a way, but you clearly saw how her face changed when she messed up that note. And yeah, this is just the thing that is making this whole situation even worse than it is normally supposed to be. And of course, yeah, especially in a song like this and with a high note like this, when this one is not executed right, it is dragging down the rest with it. This is unfortunate, and it happened here. Yeah, that's true. Um, but what I want to really praise here are, as we already said, Ziyin and Chaehyun, because those two um, really stood out for me. Ziyin with her high notes, god damn it, where the hell? Like, did I simply not see her, or was this gem, this voice there the whole time, and I simply ignored it,
The
or
voice.
or exactly what I wanted to say, is it the hidden voice emerging once again from wherever they are hiding? Which, by the way, once again, Sunmi, it was never Shana. Um, but what I have to say to our hidden voice, Shana, this time it was hidden, in my opinion. I did not hear anything outstanding from Shana, like nothing in a quality that I would have expected. For me, it's not like she did anything wrong or something like this. She did her parts really good, but I don't. I simply expected more from her, and I kind of got what I expected from Shana and Jiyoon. This time from Jin and Chaehyun, which
Hmm.
is like super strange for me. They kind of swapped places um when it comes to like what I expected. Not It's not like I'm now tossing away Shana and Jiyoon. Don't worry. But it's just the expectations I had were so not met by those two, but instead from the other ones. But overall, this team, in my opinion, had really strong vocals. Overall, each and every member, and no one was like taking too much of the spotlight, which is also something I really like. They all managed to blend their voices really well together, which in the end um, led to a really pleasant sound, a really pleasant performance. Even though I said all of those positive things, I have to say I can't really say that the performance touched me in any way. I'm not sure why. I can't really make it out, but norm because normally this is exactly what I love. Like, this is a performance that is basically made for me. I'm a sucker for these songs. I'm a sucker for the whole concept of those performances. Just them sitting there, or in that case, standing there, and letting us kind of getting enchanted by their magical voices. But this time, it it did not 100% click with me, and it wasn't the mistake of Jiyoon or something like this. It was from the beginning. There was something missing, and I can't really pin it down, unfortunately.
There was no
Something
Ayu.
that's nah, no, that's not it. But something that I can pin down, point out, is once again my disappointment with the Masters. We got what I liked was Tiffany saying to Jiyoon that she shouldn't take it too much to her heart. Like, this is stuff that happens, and it will happen much more in the future. The important thing is that you're getting up from that you don't let it get to yourself. Once again, a little side story. Um, Not too long ago, SNSD was at UQuiz on the Block, and Taeyeon actually told us about a similar thoughts she had in the past when she messed up on stage, which, as you can see, it happens to everyone, even someone like Taeyeon or Ayu. Everyone, something that happens. Um, she also said the most important thing is that you don't let it get to you in the end. There's always, this is not ending your career, there will always be another performance where you can prove yourself once again. And I really like that Tiffany pointed that out to like cheer her up, because she also said she knows, and we know what sick vocal Jiyoon is. She's an outstanding vocal, so it's important that she realized that, and that she doesn't like lose the confidence in her singing. But that was a positive thing. But the negative thing is nothing about Ziyin. Not a single word did they say to Ziyin, who completely destroyed in a good way this performance with her voice. She completely slayed it, and she did not get a single praise. At least we did not see it. Once again, I can't believe that they did not actually say something to her. I really think that it was once again Mnet who didn't show it to us. But why the hell don't we see this? Why? I don't. Explain to me, please. Explain it. I need an explanation. What
Yeah,
is this shit?
so you have 6 girls there, and they are going to random.org, and then they are looking
And
up for 2
strangely, it's
girls.
always the most popular that pop up in this random.org poll, or what?
Yes.
What a coincidence. This is just so. But yeah, it's the same shit as always. But once again, I'm really
Yeah.
disappointed in Mnet or the judges. I don't know in who I'm disappointed, but I am disappointed in you. You know who I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
The
Okay,
cutter one, or the director who said the
yeah.
cutter has to do it like that. Something like that.
This time, not Tiffany. This time,
True.
I think I can say not Tiffany. Okay, next up we have another performance by 3 people, My House, originally by 2 p.m., performed by Yali, Jungen, and Ayana. And if you remember correctly, the last week we got a bit of a fight, a little
Mhm.
conflict, slowly boiling up, because Yali took kind of the lead. She wanted to become leader because she has experience in like I think around 7 years of experience when it comes to producing music or writing music, composing and stuff like that. So she wanted to take the lead, which makes sense for the vocal group.
Mhm.
But turns out she is maybe not the best leader. Because if you remember, she wasn't really like paying attention to what the other members wanted, or like what their strengths and weaknesses are. She didn't really take that into consideration and stuff. Which in the end lead to them not really like performing well in the practice, except Jungen. She completely nailed her practice and got praised for it a lot, and she deserved that. But the other two, they didn't really pull it off. This didn't really work out, and when they sang together, it completely felt out of place. Nothing seemed to fit together, and yeah, it was basically the Yali bad leader storyline that got continued by Mnet there. But something that I really liked is that we saw her apologizing for it. She realized that she made a mistake with leading there, and after that, of course, guys, of course, everything got better. Like, it was. Should I call him once again the Pheonix? The Pheonix once again came back. I don't know how many times. This freaking Pheonix rose from the ashes in this past few episodes, but once again it rose, and yeah, the big question that I have, of course, now for you, Payne, is this Pheonix. Did it really rise back from the ashes?
Let's see. Um, so first, the stage was revealed. We had a super nice concept, of course. My house leads to a super nice concept every time if girls are performing it. Cause first, they are wearing suit-like concept clothes,
Yeah.
mostly suits, and they had this little Again, three sets for one for each, and of course it was super super nice. It was, I guess it was a house, right? I guess it was something
Mm.
like a house set. Um, and yeah, of course they started with the quote. Uh, how was the quote exactly? Uh, Not inviting into my house, but
Come to my house, something like that. I'm not
let's
sure.
go to my
Let's go
house.
to my house. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, okay, let's see. Yeah, we have to know. Of course, they said this to Tiffany as well, so they invited Tiffany to their house. Hmm.
Tiffany was game. Tiffany was game.
So yeah, and it started with Wang Yali, and I was in love with that. I was already in love with Wang Yali, um, doing this first parts, this kind of again low tone register singing. Oh, her vocals in this performance, wow, she sang most of the time the lower notes, but this sounded so good from her. It's incredibly. I didn't have had expected it like that. Um, and of course, all of them were super nice. We had
Young on? Young
Jungen.
on?
Okay. For the main vocal part, for the killing part, um, we already set for ourselves when we watched it. It felt like she sang the most, of course, because she was the main top line vocalist.
Yeah,
She
but I
sang
mean, she basically sang like 60% of the song as well.
right.
I was
Uh,
like, what? Is this like a solo concert?
yeah, she was like singing 60%. Then Ayana was like rapping for 25%, and Wang Li was doing it for kind of maybe so her own parts, maybe like 15 or 20%, something like that. But we have to add Wang Li was kinda in 80% of Young Eun's parts with her.
Yeah,
So she harmonized
Yali
all along.
supported the shit out of the song.
Right. And wow, that sounded so good. Like literally, I already said it when we watched it. I just wanted an MP3 file from that because I was so in love. I was totally in love with this performance. And it turned out so good. And especially the end. Yeah. In a practice, to quote a wise man, he said for the practice, it was like someone was there and telling them, and now everyone is just singing the way the people want, or the girls want to. It was like that in the practice.
What a
But
wise
in the
fella.
but in the performance, wow, it sounded so good.
Yeah.
It sounded so good, and I was so in love
Practice
with it.
all over the place. Complete mess. That part, and in the performance, day and night. It's really day
Yes,
and night.
Phoenix.
The freaking Pheonix. Yeah, I have to agree. This complete performance was an absolute pleasure to watch. In For me, Yali was the absolute best when she did her ad libs, like when she accompanied Jungen. This was like a combination I could really get behind. Like, this is okay. Give me that, I'm okay with it. This could like a sick duo, seriously. Um, and you, Jungen, wow,
Jungen.
wow, dude, dude. I mean, I liked her since she performed Kick It. We remember in the very first episode. She was already really an eye catcher with both her dancing and singing skills. And but this time, once again, she really delivered both like charisma and voice. And dude, the contact lenses. Every time when we got a close up of her, and was staring into those almost like gray eyes with those lenses, I was, oh my god. Okay, you win. You win everything. She completely won me with that. Um, I'm a hardcore fan now. Uh, I liked her before, but now I'm freaking on the hook. And something that I noticed, at least I think that I noticed in the very beginning, they were all like having their hands somewhere on the microphone stand, and we got a close up of Yali, and it looked like her hand on the stand was shaking, like she was
Yeah.
nervous. I'm not sure if it really was like shaking, but for me it looked like the moment she started singing, her hand was shaking. You guys can rewatch this and confirm it if you want, or not confirm it and call me a freaking liar. But also, what I want to praise, Yali, the rearrangement. Damn, what an amazing rearrangement she has done. And she also said that Jungun helped a lot with this. Mad respect to the both of them. Like, I already loved the original, but this one has such a amazing, unique color, a quality that is that, in my opinion, does not have to hide behind the original. This was so sick. So really, 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 thank you to you girls. Absolutely amazing. And maybe you have noticed now that I haven't talked much about Ayana, and this is kind of the unfortunate thing, because for me she did not stand out at all. I liked her rap, but this is honestly all about it what I can say about her, which kind of breaks my heart. But in my opinion, the other two were overshining her, especially Songun, Jungen, I mean, was overshining her so hard that I unfortunately did not see Ayana that much,
Mhm.
if I'm honest.
Yeah, I'm kind of with that. It's super, super, super cool. And interesting to uh so the way you praised Youngun, I would go with Wang Yali for this one, and I'm super, super well, it's super, super cool to see I say my development with her now, because I mean I was let's remember the dry mic drop one. I was like I was like swimming around while I was talking about her, but yeah, now even more I want
Let's
her in the
never
group.
forget who discovered her, okay? Even
Okay.
before all of this happened, I already saw the. No, but yeah, I really like to also see the development in love
Yeah,
that is
it's
going on there. I was a bit scared, honestly, last week when I saw her leading.
yes, definitely.
But really, the fact that she apologized, that she realized her mistakes and apologized, in my opinion, is making up for all of that. And
Yeah.
Yali, you go, girl. You have two really dedicated fans here cheering for you.
But
Um,
still change the hair, please. Thanks.
can we like go back to the hair that you had like before? That
This
would be.
hair in the micro performance was so fire.
I was, I my heart, Yali. It was, and now still love you, but please, just
Yes.
just please. Okay, enough of that. Let's go to the next performance, which is Salute. And now, if I'm not mistaken, Little Mix originally. Is that
Yeah.
true?
Little
Okay.
mix with salute.
Okay, originally Little Mix, because I didn't write it down. I
Ah,
wasn't 100% sure. And here we have Chai Bing, Doa, Lu Fei, Jia, Risako, and Hierin. And this one was a special practice that we saw. I think it was the practice we saw the longest.
Definitely, like double the time of the other ones, but it's not hard.
And yeah, and there was a reason for that. Because it already showed a bit in the last episode, I think, when we saw how they distributed their parts, that Chai Bing is a pretty let's say demanding person. She has an aura that is kind of making clear I'm the boss and we're doing the things that I want the way I want. And turns out it is not just the aura. Um, because um, I'll just quote, okay?
Hmm.
I will just quote. Where do I have it? Where do I have it? Um, Here it is. Chai Bing said something in the practice which is absolutely unacceptable. She said after the members like told her that they agreed on a change in choreography that Chai Bing did not follow, that she did not want to accept. She said, "I am the leader. I think I can do whatever I want." And no, girl, you can't. This is not how leading works. Absolutely not. And this is also not how presenting yourself in a survival show works. Like, holy shit. This was so wrong that what she did there. And it wasn't just that, it was also everything before that lead up to this quote. Because in the practice where they were in front of the masters, she was also already not delivering. Like she was not she missed beats. She was late on many parts. Her choreography seemed stiffer than the choreography of the others. The others were constantly praised, whereas Chai Bing was constantly criticized. And later on, she tried to kind of push it onto the time, and that she is the leader, so she has to take care of the others, and then the time, how she's supposed to do that. And Doa, Doa was so on fire. She was shooting against Chai Bing so harsh. Doa said, "You know what? This is no excuse. As a leader, you have to do that shit. You have to be able to do it." And she's absolutely right. And you also have to remember, Chai Bing is not the only leader. Okay, there are also other leaders in other groups, and they also manage to do both. So it is possible. And also another thing, which was already a bit concerning, I'd say, is the fact that in the practice, they got asked who made the choreography, and Bing said, "Me, I am me. I was the one making the choreography." On Doa, already there, Doa was like boiling inside, and was openly saying, "No, she was not the only one who made this choreography. This is a team effort. This choreography." And yeah, all of that in the end, like led up to this one quote: "I am the leader. I think I can do whatever I want."
And I guess that's the first time that we saw someone like that behaving in an Mnet show like this, right? I have never.
Absolutely.
I can
Absolutely.
remember that.
I'm not sure about the boy episodes.
True, true. Yeah, I'm not sure that,
There I'm
but
not sure, but girls, no, something like that never happened.
yeah,
We got in the past a lot of stuff that made my blood boiling from people.
yeah, true.
I'm only saying Miss Almost as an SD. But let's ignore that. And also, in this season, let's remember we also had in the beginning Fu Yanning in this whole Eugen situation,
Mhm.
which never got to such an extent.
Yeah,
Like, what Chai Bing said there is it is simply not just something that you can't say on TV. This is something that you should never say, period. Because
Yeah.
when you are a leader, like you are kind of, yes, you are kind of responsible for the others, but there is a difference, Chai Bing, between a leader and a dictator.
The
Okay? You
dictator,
wanted
right?
to be a dictator. Um, and this is I'm really sorry, but this is so unacceptable. A leader is not someone who tells people what they have to do. A leader is someone who shows people how stuff is supposed to be, and is someone who is also considerate of their team members, because a leader knows that without a team he is nothing. You need a team as a leader. What is a leader without a team? Nothing. Okay, a team without a leader is still a team. So this whole situation was so wrong, and and she also got she got the fire from the team for that. Like all of them realized how absolutely unacceptable it is what she just said in that very moment.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean,
what
she
is your
even
opinion
said,
on that?
yeah, I mean, she even so a quote she from her as well was like, no more opinions.
Yeah,
Like, lol, okay, that's totally being a dictator.
yeah.
Like, for
Dora
real.
Dora even said just a few like a few seconds before we got a solo interview of Dora or someone else, I think it was Dora,
Mhm.
saying that Chai Bing was somehow like stubborn and that she did not listen to others, and well, there, there she basically said it. And how I'm always, if you remember, it was also the case with the Fu Yanning situation. I'm always like, okay, we don't really know what happened behind the scenes. The editing is always a really crucial part. But in that case, I really can't imagine a situation where this is unedited any better. Because
Mhm.
this quote, she said that. It was one scene where she said that. And I don't know what she could have said before or after, which is making all of that like, yeah, yeah, right, okay, it wasn't that bad. No, this is just something absolutely unacceptable. This is a dictator, not a freaking leader.
Right. And I don't know. So that I was super. I don't know how to think about it, cause that was definitely something. Of course, yeah. The whole situation, of course, could have kind of cut in away from Mnet, but that's what she said.
Yeah.
That's nothing Mnet could cut. So she just said it in that way, and that's not okay in, as you said, in any situation. So that's basically something I kind of hold a bit against her, cause I don't know. You have to see in which situation maybe she knew it was wrong to say that, and she was kind of just was kind of maybe boiling in herself and was breaking out for a moment and was saying that, but still it was okay.
Yeah, I mean, in that case, you have to think, why would she be boiling? I mean, she was sitting there. She got criticized a lot.
Hmm.
Yes. Also, the members were. It looked like they were more and more starting to ignore her orders, or maybe not ignore her orders, but started to make orders themselves, to come up with plans themselves. And I can imagine that Chai Bing simply is a person um, that when she is doing something, she wants to do it like 100%, you know?
Yeah.
And when she says she is the leader, I can imagine that in the end she wants to do only the best for the team.
Hmm.
But if you achieving that by completely by being completely stubborn, ignoring the opinion of people around you, and just simply being like behaving like that um, in front of your in front of your members, and if you also like take away credit from your members, this is just
Mm. And then I don't know. And still, we had in this situation as well the same shit we have many times, and that was something I was a bit disappointed as well. The moment, I guess it was when how was her name? Lee Lisako?
Risako.
Lisako? Lisako? Yeah.
Yeah.
When she got interviewed, she kind of said something like she yeah couldn't yeah open her voice or open her opinion or voice her opinion in that situation. Then she got asked why, and then was something like cause she cried. And then we see a scene where she began to cry and everyone was going to her
Yeah.
kinder and hugging her, and I was like, oh, come on, that's not how it works.
I mean, this is a perfect Mnet editing right there.
Yeah, sure. But
Yeah.
like, if you're in the situation, just say your opinion, and it's
Yep.
okay
I mean,
to
but this is also something which is, of course, not speaking for Chai Bing. If there are people in your group which are, and it looked for me like that, so afraid of you that they
Mhm.
don't dare to tell you their opinion, because this is exactly how it looked to me. Like they were simply scared of Chai Bing to tell her, what their opinion is. And I mean, if they more often got a response from Chai Bing like that, like, I don't care for your opinion, we're doing it the way I say we're doing it because I am the leader, then I can kind of understand where this is coming from. But there, once again, we don't know that. We
Yeah.
don't know if this is something that came up more often or not. All we know is that there was this specific situation where this quote fell, and I also have to say, I honestly don't really know how I'm supposed to handle the situation or what to think of it, because as you know, Chai Bing, I think I mentioned it a few times, I really like her, but
It's,
that is, I admit, is making it hard for me right now,
yeah, definitely
because it is absolutely unacceptable, such a behavior. I don't want to have this kind of mindset in a group, in
in a
any
group.
group.
Yeah, not even as even if she isn't the leader, who
Yeah,
knows if she just act like that anyway and is like,
yeah.
I want to do it my way. Ah, that would be so worse.
So
Hmm?
this is the big thing. In the Yali situation, for example, we saw Yali saying, "Okay, guys, I made a mistake, and I'm sorry for it,
Yep.
and I did not hear, um, I did not listen to your opinions, and I'm sorry about that." Here, we did not get any of that. Once again, is it because of Mnet?
Yeah. We
This
don't
is
know.
this is the big thing. I would really love to know if she apologized for it. If, because later on we saw that the choreography point that this whole situation was about, where Chai Bing said, "No, we're doing it my way." They changed it to the way the member said. Now, I want to know: is it because Chai Bing simply wasn't able to like pursue the members anymore, or was it because she said, "Okay, you're right. I'm sorry for what I said," and so on and so on, and then they simply went with what the whole group wants to do, and maybe then she apologized. That we didn't see, and that is once again really bothering me, because now I really don't know what to think.
Exactly. Yeah, that's really a point where I met as well, because I don't know. As you said, I don't know if I should root for her or not,
Yeah,
because Mnet isn't playing with. Because you can't trust Mnet in that case. That's the problem.
yeah.
It's not like if Mnet would have a good past in that case. You know what I mean, yeah? If they would have a good past in that case, yeah, then you could imagine it. Okay, yeah, Mnet would have shown it if she would have apologized, but in Mnet's case, you don't know.
Well, I have absolutely no clue what you're talking about. Mnet is an amazing TV station, and Mnet, just want to say, if you ever think about sponsoring this podcast, but you say, only this one dude that is like loving us with this whole heart, I'm okay with it. Okay? No, but you're
Dang.
absolutely right. You really can trust Mnet. I mean, there is a reason why there is a fixed term Mnet evil editing. Okay,
Yeah, of course.
this is in the K-pop industry, in the
Of
Korean
course,
entertainment
it's
industry.
Mnet.
This is, yeah, of course it's Mnet. There is a reason why we have that. So this is making it really, really, really difficult
Yes.
for me to really yeah, make a clear judgment about Chai Bing here, because in the end, of course, I always want to believe in her and that she did not mean it the way she said it, that she apologized later on, and that they all are good with each other. But I
Yeah.
did not see any of that, and that is just killing me. So I would really like to know more than ever, honestly, your guys' opinion on this whole matter. What do you think about this situation?
And if you are someone who is
Works at
able
Mnet.
who is able and has the power and the GTX or RTX 3090 graphic card in your phone, and you are really able to use the app for more than just voting. It's of course
Impossible.
in of course in the app we there's more footage we don't know. Maybe there is something that lead in a direction about that. We don't know it. I can just say that there is footage we don't know. So if you guys know more about that situation, cause you are able to watch that footage, I know it's not imaginable, but if then yeah, just write that in the comments,
Or
cause it
something
would be
that's
really
more likely than that a person is able to use that freaking app. Chai Bing, if you're listening to this right now,
nice.
you are invited into this podcast
Right.
and to just tell us your story. We would really, without any judgment whatsoever, uh, I just want to know what exactly went down there. That's all I want to know.
Yeah. What is what did Mnet hidden?
Yeah.
Well, hide for.
What is Mnet hiding? Just tell us. We're nice guys. We're on your side. Just tell us. Well, except it was wrong, then I'm not on your side. But that is what I want to find out.
Exactly.
Please, Shiving. Okay, now we talked enough about that. That was basically everything we saw in the practice, which yeah was more than enough. And then it was time for the performance. What did you think of the salute performance of the team?
So, insane stage presence of like all of them. I really like the performance. It was super engaging for me. I don't like the song, but the performance
Same.
was super exciting for me. Especially, or I have to especially point out Dora for myself in this performance. Maybe for the practice as well, because damn, she was mad in the interview. Damn, and she looked different. I really saw a different side of her once. Um,
I really think one thing that helped Doa to be that loud about this whole thing is that she's experienced
yeah,
in the survival thing.
true. I
I
guess she
think
kind of can know what she can do and what she can or should not do,
yeah,
or she feels more.
maybe she just knows what she has to take and what she does not has to take, you know?
Yeah,
Something like this.
true.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah, and she looked damn fierce, even in the interview. Maybe because, yeah, she was boiling and she was kind of mad, but even more, of course, in the performance. And she, maybe it's a bit because, of course, I'm a bit rooting for her. I would really love her to be in the group at the end. So maybe it's a bit based on that, but I really saw her the most, and when she was in the center, or when the camera was on her, I was like, damn, she is killing it totally. And it was super, super engaging for me, the performance. I was super, super excited by that, and I really liked the performance.
This is this is interesting. I can't because I have a slightly different opinion. No, not slightly, pretty much the opposite. Not in the regard that I'd say I did not like the performance. It was a good performance, definitely. But what I wrote down is strangely I can't really give much feedback because there was, for me personally, nothing really standing out to that point that I'd say they were too much, if that makes any sense, too much of a group. Or no, maybe not too much of a group, but too much of like homogeneous mass. Because unlike you with Doa, I did not see a single member standing
Mhm.
out. For me, they were all like one big black dressed mass, which were doing their parts good, but I could never say you were really good, you were okay, you were haha. They were all for me on the exact same level, and no one was somewhat catching my eye in any way, which is really really strange. I don't know why. I can point it down to anything. Maybe the choreography. That maybe that one did not click with me. I don't know. The only thing I saw at times, because I focused a lot on her, is Chai Bing. She was not prominent, like not really, in the performance, at least not as much as I expected. And sometimes I felt to see in her facial expressions that she wasn't focused at all. Like she was a bit out of it. She was not as fierce as she was normally, and not as fierce as the song would need her to be. It was really like, okay, I don't know what I there's so much going on in my mind right now. I don't know what I should do right now with my facial expressions. That's what it looks like sometimes, but really the rest, I did not see anything, and I don't know why.
Okay, for everyone who can relate with me, second verse, guys, the start with Doa, you know it, guys.
Second verse, okay. And last but not least, we got them. The outstandingly, amazingly top tier Avengers group. They emerged, guys, and performed the song Fate, originally by an absolutely amazing singer, which I totally know. Give me just 1 second. Where the hell did I write that down? Lee Sun Hee. Lee Sun Hee. I
Right.
knew that from the very beginning. Um, Performed by Sulichi, Mei, Yujin, Xiaoting, Moana, and Yeso. And here we can actually instantly jump into the performance because there was nothing going on in the practice at all. We saw them a bit like hanging out um, in their dorm, talking to each other, training a bit, but nothing that was really worth mentioning, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just because they were all so insanely good that there was just no content
We
that
we
Mnet
saw
could
them
give us.
saw them practicing synchronizing while sitting in the bed.
Yeah, and Mnet was just like, okay, there is, where the hell is the drama here? Okay, come on, get back, give more typing. We need more typing.
We
Um,
saw we saw May with the mask. What do you
we
want more?
saw May with the face mask, where I said I want to see her perform with it, and honestly, it would have matched with the clothes.
Kinder, yeah. She was. It was more the ghost style than we could
It would
say.
have been cool. Like imagine the part where they were like dancing with the veils, and then with those masks. Huh?
True.
Huh?
And if just she would have wear a mask, then she would have been the center. Then that could have fit, but otherwise, all of them should
Then
have
they
just.
could have just performed Scream from Dreamcatcher.
True. But what you do in a part of as example with Kion when she is playing with the mask and not having the mask on her face. What how do you want to do this?
They have to improvise a bit. She has to run towards her and rip off her face for that part. Then hold it in the camera, perform, then turn around and boom! Mash it back on her face.
Damn, such a nice idea.
Okay. Where was I? Ah, yeah, performance. I will start with one thing I wrote down.
Okay.
I hate that I love it.
Okay.
Now you.
Right. I basically just wrote down one thing, but I know myself, and of course, this is going to be a bit longer than just. I wrote down perfect and goosebumps to quote Jingoo a bit. But yeah, that was the only performance where I literally got goosebumps. And I have to say, it's not super fair, cause we already had it a bit for you when it came to the Are You My C performance that you said, yeah, that's kind of your thing. And my style is these kind of performances. Like, remember, Oh My Girl's Destiny in Queendom was the
I
same
remember.
stuff, and I was and for this, oh my goodness, this was so good. It's 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 hard to talk about it because maybe you need to be a professional dancer to really say or point out what I did really good. But if I just was sitting here, I was following the moves, and every time they kind of I don't know. They kind of crossed the ways each other and touched their hands, and it was like pretty much a bit the story they wanted to tell. Like the story was about even if they are kind of uh go another way, because not everyone can be in the top 9 and in the group at the end. They are finding or they are still meeting to a later time. That was
They
kind
will
of the story,
always be with each other,
right?
always be
And
close and friends and stuff like this.
and that was the story, and kind of
Yeah.
they portrayed that. So the moments when they crossed the way and were holding the hands and stuff like that, of course, it just meant okay, we are meeting, and then they are leaving and stuff like that. It was all over the performance, but the way they did it and they pulled it off so good. And finally, this is something where I can say, but I guess you can say every member of the team that has a bit of experience in performances. As example, I know that Surichi was or is pretty experienced in performances because she was in some shows in China and did some amazing stages. Eugen, we have May, already idols in groups. Yeso was an idol as well, and stuff like that. And you can really see that are the points where they know how to act. At least the most of them, I guess, as you already pointed out, Yeso was maybe a bit over the top. I can say that as well, but at all they know how to move to bring the right feeling and to fit the theme. They really know how to pull this off super super cool, and even when they exchanged the gazes with each other and stuff like that, it was so super cool. I was so in love with that. I got goosebumps, and oh, I I didn't got uh, I wasn't crying.
Teary eyes.
Teary eyes. Thanks. And I wasn't crying as some in the masters uh, chairs, but I have to say, um, I was still super super stunned by that, and it really touched my heart. Still, I was super super touched by the performance, and I really liked the way yeah, the rap master was talking about it, cause I really liked um how he yeah how he kind of said he saw the passionate and the um yeah the heart of a artist in that, so the creativity and stuff like that. And himself is a hip hop artist, so creativity is a really huge point for him as well. And yeah, that he really saw it in this performance. And yeah, I was super 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 in love with that performance, and it was it was a super super nice group out of many girls I really liked and I'm rooting for. And so the performance was for me as well.
Yeah. Um,
It's your turn.
yeah. I mean, I already said I hate it, I love it. Why do I hate it, I love it? Well, I think you all know by now why I hate that I love it. The sick thing about this performance is what I also wrote down. They were flowing like water and flying like feathers. Like this
Yeah.
was really the way they flew over the stage. Was an amazing sight to look at. It was satisfying as fuck. This was that you can't do more aura than what they have done in the stage. That is for sure. And um, something that I do have to point out. Yes, so you already said that. That was something that I said while we were watching it together. Um, Especially in the beginning, she was especially like seriously overacting, in my opinion. I don't know if it. I'm not sure if it was overacting or if she was really emotional in that moment, but this really like made it a bit awkward for me. In her close-ups when I looked her in the face and she was about to like burst into tears, I was thinking like, oh, what the fuck is? I mean, okay, yes, you can be like sentimental in your face. I get that, but that to that extent, that was a bit strange for me. I would really like to know the story behind that because I don't feel like this was something that she planned on doing. Like I don't. This was not facial expressions. This was, in my opinion, like legit emotions that she had in that moment. And I would really like to know why exactly. What exactly triggered her so hard. Um, but yeah, besides that, I really have to say there is absolutely nothing negative I can say about that. Nothing negative I want to say about that. Um, and to the thing, why do I hate it? I love it. This is from the last episode. I already kind of predicted the outcome of all of this regarding Fate, the Fate performance. A little spoiler for what's about to come. And this is, of course, something that made me really anxious because I will once again say what I said last episode for the people that didn't hear that. Um, Almost all of the people in this group, in this team, are super high ranked. They don't need the points that come with winning this round. But I expected them to win this, and through that take away the points for other groups that needed desperately, and that's why I have this hate part in my statement. But holy shit, was that an outstanding performance! I mean, this was definitely, in my opinion, one of the best performances ever in Produce. Easy, I think you can definitely say that.
Yeah.
Um, I'm currently thinking about dance performances I liked more. Okay, maybe the OG Avengers. That was something, a completely different style, but that burned itself in my head so hard. So probably that would be okay, and still the one with Soye, Kyulkyung, and Chaeyoung, Full Moon.
The full moon. Oh, that one was
That one was also
super good.
yeah.
So I needed to I guess full moon or fade would it for me. You
Mhm.
basically just reminded me for that. That was super astonishing.
Yeah. Okay, but no matter that, outstanding performance, and we two weren't the only one thinking that. The
No.
masters were completely in love with this. They praised the shit out of the girls, and as they deserved. I mean, come on, they came up with this choreography
Yes.
their own, and this is all already really impressive. Because at least I would imagine that this way of dancing is completely different than what all of them are normally like used to do. And
Right.
to come up with something like this that is actually like working so well together for each member, that each member, and to come up with a choreo that each member can express so well, even though it's such a different genre, and to connect it with such a story. Like in the end, this part, I don't know who were the two people, like when they split and then leaned towards each other with the gap in the middle, holding hands towards each other. Who were the two holding the hands? Do you remember that?
I
I think
remember the move.
Yeso
The thing is,
and Moana? I think.
I can say something to that because what I forgot to point out for me, it was very interesting. For me, I have like one face uh of everyone like for one moment. So I can remember one move someone did uh, as example the one Eugen move when she was kind of crossing the race and then she was yeah kind of um connecting her hands with another one and stuff like that. So I can or when Suichi was in the center, but the thing is, I was so distracted by the performance at all that she was so good that I couldn't really uh, look at the faces, if that makes sense. I can't say most of the performance who did what, because everyone, for me, was super even in that performance. And it wasn't for me very important to who's in the middle right now or who is doing stuff right now because everyone of them did it just perfectly, and so I can't really remember certain parts to the memories, to be honest.
Okay, so after we got the final performance of Fate,
Yes.
it was time to announce the winners for the combination mission performances. And we will, of course, oh no, we got three winners, one for each kind of like group. If you remember, we got the groups where 3 people were always in one team, 6 and 9 people. And the winner for the 3 people performances were with 93.83 points out of 100. Mafia in the morning with G1, Yanning, and Mashido. I'll
Hmm.
be honest, I was surprised. I did not expect
Surprised.
that.
Um,
because it wasn't my pick.
Okay. Yeah. Of course, I would say it wasn't my pick as well, but my pick wasn't going for something where I think that would pick the most. I wouldn't even think Mafia in the Morning to be the winner, but it's not that far away to be surprised for me, to be honest.
Nah, for
Because
me, it is
it had an
because
impact.
if you have performances like, for example, the one of a poem titled "You,"
Mhm.
and then I really, then
Okay, so
I can't help but be surprised. But
okay.
still, they won with a really high score. But a team that won with an even higher score is the people group, there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With 95 out of 100 points, and that was no surprise there, the Fate team. Yeah,
Clap. You did good, girls.
you did good.
Love you.
That is what pissing me off the most.
That are 40,000
I,
points for me.
I can't even get mad at anyone because it is deserved.
Yeah.
Oh, missing you. Oh, missing you. And for the nine people groups, we had the final winner, and there it was really strange. We did not get any points for those. We only learned that they were like super close together, like 0.03 or something like this.
Yeah, something
Like
like
a
that.
really small number, at least. There, the final winner was Salute. Um,
Exactly.
yeah. Salute, by the way, and of course with Chaibing, Doa, Lufei, Jia, Risako, and Yerim, and so we don't forget it, Fate, of course, Surichi, Mei, Yujin, Xiaoting, Moana, and Yeso. What do you think about the Salute win? I also wouldn't say I would say for me that was actually pretty even. So
Um,
I
mhm.
can't really say that I had a real favorite there. So I'm also not really surprised.
Yeah, so surprised. I'm not surprised as well. Of course, my I have my pick in that case. So yeah, but for me it was kind of 50-50. It just depends on the fact how strong is the vote of Tiffany to be as to for ice cream to be the win or
Obviously
not.
not strong enough.
But it wasn't not strong enough. It was slightly strong, closely not strong enough because yeah, we already said 0.03 or something like that. But yeah,
Maybe the
um,
aura was just a bit stronger.
yeah, I guess Sunmi with the aura was more going in the direction of Salute, and that kind of decided as maybe. But yeah, so I'm not surprised by that one. I don't know. I don't think we need to talk about Fate.
No, Fate.
But
We can
yeah,
talk about my broken heart, but I'm not sure if we need
if
to.
if I
Um,
mean if we go to the performance of the yeah, 3 member performances, we have the same one if to be our beloved performances
yeah,
now,
that we considered as the best.
right?
Yeah,
For
and that that
for
was
us,
of course the performance of My House
exactly.
by Yali, Jungen, and Ayana.
Super cool. We would invest in that to be in a live show, right? You are rich enough to do
Yeah,
it.
now he's even dragging that into the podcast. Seriously, someday people will really come to me, like standing in front of my house, and like threaten me with knives and shit to to give them money because they think I'm so freaking loaded. But yeah, insanely rich, insanely
Yeah,
rich.
insane.
I got you, girls. I got you. But seriously, amazing performance. I mean, they were
Definitely.
the roundest performance for me. They had
Mhm.
everything. The choreo, like kind of the one
Yeah,
they had. It was enough, in my opinion. It suited the song, and the moves that they did, they executed amazingly in a really cool way, which suited the sound of the song and, of course, the vocals. We don't need to talk anymore about the vocals.
and we are such sucker for these kinds of concept, of course.
Yeah.
So
Is
yeah,
there no in Fate? Your pick one.
right.
In Fate, in the
In
six-person
the
group.
six member, my one was Fate there.
Yeah. Maya was missing you. In case that wasn't clear already.
Right.
And yeah, Salute, I think in the end, it would have probably been the one that I would have chosen too.
Yeah.
But there, I'm completely honest. The only thing that is deciding there for me is the song. I'm not a
Okay.
fan. I'm not a fan of both songs, but if I have to choose a song, I go with Salute. That's
Yeah.
it for me.
For me, if you remember, for the ice cream performance, we kinda had the same opinion about it, cause yeah, we couldn't remember something about the
Mm.
performance. For Salute, you had the same problem with it here again, except Chaibing, cause she had this glitter on her shoulder. I mean,
That's
she
true.
was the only one who was wearing another outfit cause of leader, I guess. But yeah, for me, of course, Dua stood out in that performance. So yeah, for me, it was very clearly a Salute to be the winner there.
Mm. What I can add here, if you're
Mhm.
already at it, that you said we both had the same opinion for ice cream. Um, a comment that we got under the last episode, who's also agreeing with us on that, is by Tessa R. She wrote, "I completely agree with you on not getting the hype over ice cream. It was fun, but nowhere near as impressive as the judge editing made it out to be." They even commented on being impressed by the difficult level, while I thought it looked notably simple compared to Produce 101 dance stages, which is really interesting. Thank you so much. And maybe
Yes.
to also mention the comment of the most dedicated commenter under our stuff, Sapphire. Thank you so much, by the way, for all your amazing comments. He said to the ice cream performance, Dion showed like Bora how good of a leader she is. She kept her promise of showing everyone off, which is quite impressive in a group of 9. Think Mnet succeeded pushing Ruan, cause I definitely know her name. Good tactic for them to go full on cute, to not be able to compared to Little Mix team, who is definitely gonna do a more crushy song. Overall, a good performance. I think they did their job well. So it looked like Sapphire enjoyed it actually more than we did,
Mhm.
which is really interesting. And I really can recommend you all to always read the comments of Sapphire under
Yeah.
each YouTube video.
It's
Always
it's
so
kind
long and such a pleasure.
yeah, it's kinda a podcast in written version.
Yeah, and I'm always having a blast when I'm reading them.
It's super cool. It's super
So
cool.
thank you
But
so
yeah,
much.
thank you to all who are writing comments, cause
Yeah.
it's super cool to read them. And yeah, of course, we are in charge to talk about that more in the next episodes. Yeah, if your comments are there, cause of course we are appreciating it. But
Yeah.
sometimes there is the time, and we are already talking too long.
This is
So
seriously the
yeah,
time is always the freaking problem. You wouldn't believe it. Like, god
yeah.
damn it. But yeah, but also, if we are already thanking the people who are listening to this, I also want to extend this to the people who are not commenting, but just listening to this podcast, because we always see a pretty like stable count in views and listens and stuff like that, which is mostly like rising always a bit, which is really cool to see that it looks like the people who are finding this podcast kind of like staying and continue to listen to it, which is really cool and is making all of this even more fun to do than it already is.
Exactly.
But after now we talked about our amazing, outstandingly amazing listeners who are probably also really beautiful and smart, we want to talk about something that is maybe not beautiful, maybe it is. It is time for the final chapter of this podcast, Fashion with Jingoo. Payne, please.
So,
You
of
requested
course,
this corner today.
yeah, of course, cause for me it's such a section we need to have in here.
It's honestly it's my
It
favorite.
it's kind of I don't know how it was going to take place here, but I guess it was just Mnet kind of was dragging us to do this because of this outfits. And yeah, we already talked about that first outfit I want to talk about today. Yeah, we talked about it last week. And we are talking about the suit again for the performance, cause we saw this today for like 1.5 hour, and I still need to say, super cool outfit. It's really a nice feeling looking at him for that episode. It was super cool. But once in an episode when we watched it, you were kind of talking about yeah, his necklaces again, and I was looking at them again, and wow, it's not like he has many of them. They are really all not good looking.
Yeah.
It's really the most disgusting kind of necklaces. The one with the pearls all around and stuff like that. Ah.
This is, in my opinion, this I think I already said something similar in a past episode. This alone is already a skill, in my opinion. Like to grab all necklaces, so many necklaces, and not get one that actually looks good.
Yeah, like
I'm kind
how
of
are you doing
impressed,
it?
honestly. But
So
yeah, why not just leave them? Just no necklaces.
right, and
Not at all.
something I want to kind of add here. It's not 100% about fashion with fashion fashion
Fishing with
with Jingu.
Jingu, new corner.
I would participate. I'm
Absolutely,
calling
fishing with
out
Jingu,
now.
count me in.
Jingu, if you listen to that,
And we
let's
know
go
you
fishing
do.
once. Yeah.
By the way,
If
Jingu, if you want to be part of this podcast, please just text us. There
yeah,
in
that
the
was
in
very
the
cool.
show notes, Jingu, in the show notes, there is a email. Just contact us. We
Yeah,
can make this possible.
I mean that would be really cool.
And I want to extend that, by the way, to all the other masters. Tiffany, listen.
Tiffany.
Sunmi, you too, listen
for the
especially.
for the aura, of course.
For the aura, and of course, all the other participants of the show.
That
We are
would be
here.
super cool.
We are here for you. Like, seriously, if you want to participate, okay, if you
So
can speak a bit of English, only a bit. I don't speak English well either. We can do this. We can
yeah,
do this together.
as example, Wang Li, her English would be enough, I would say, to communicate with us.
Absolutely.
It was a bit, yeah, it was more broken kind of English, but bro, that's something I do half of my time as well. I'm going to just break my English in
We basically do
some
it for a
weird
living,
piece.
so we're good.
And it works.
It
You guys
works.
seem to understand us, and that's enough. We just need to understand each other. That's the main.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, a thing I want to add here is a little corner in the corner.
Oh
of
boy, it's
Fashion
getting
Review.
meta. It's getting
Yeah.
meta.
And I want to point out a little sequence here. The box POV with Jingoo. Yeah, we have this little little room of him sitting there with the camera just on him, and I have to point out I love this over and over again. I mentioned it some in the past parts, but wow, in this episode you mentioned it as well, and I'm super excited every time it's changing to him, and like he is yeah, smiling or
Yeah.
laughing or feeling it. It's so cool to
Reactions
see
with
that.
Jingoo. Amazing.
Yeah. And I don't know, cause this is so unplanned, or it feels like so super super unplanned. When they kind of change to him, I can imagine that he is not acting it that way. At least if he the way he shows himself as a person. Of course,
Mhm.
that maybe in his private life he's completely another person. But if he's kind of the way he's presenting himself as an MC, I would say he's not really acting it. He's just okay, maybe he's maybe a bit overacting it, but overall, I guess he is really enjoying it. Sitting there in his little room with the camera on him, it feels like he's really enjoying this,
Yeah.
and it's super super interesting.
Yeah, and something I would really like to know if is when they're like editing in his reactions, if these reactions are really from exactly that moment, or if they simply
Yeah,
have a set of reactions from him that they just like play when they feel like, okay, now we could use Jingu. Now we need you, Jingu, and then it just play the stuff. This would be something I'd really like to know
yeah,
because he is so like separated from everything that it would you could just like play a reaction from him from the Fate performance in the I don't know, yeah, in the My House performance without any
yeah.
problem.
It's kind of it's a camera looking at him from a higher perspective, and it's super super interesting. It kind of looks a bit like a face cam,
Yeah,
but
it basically is
you
a it really feels like a reaction video.
yeah, he even could watch a drama there because we don't know what he's watching at that moment. But somehow
He's
it's
watching
just
all of his scenes with Ayu.
yeah, it just feels like if you take a reaction of him when he's doing a face some reaction with a face cam, and you're just taking away the reaction footage and you just take the face cam. It kinda looks like that if it changed to that camera, and it's super adorable
Yeah,
if we see him there.
it's really cool. And yeah, I'd say that was it with fashion with Jingu and
Little thing still
yeah,
for you. I don't know if you have it open still to jump to 1 hour, 24 minutes, and 24 seconds.
1 hour, 24 minutes, and 24 seconds.
You should
Ah,
see him
I need,
now
I need
in
to reload
front
the,
of.
the page. Wait a
Ah,
second.
okay. There you can see. I'm just talking. Um, you can see him in front of. So it's looking forward to the next episode. But I want to just talk a little bit about it because I'm totally
Ah,
going to flame next episode about it, but that's coming next. But yeah, he
oh
has
yeah.
another outfit
There's
this
a
time,
chain,
and
a necklace.
yeah, and it's not just a necklace. His whole outfit is
Yeah, but
we are yeah
those beads on this freaking necklace already. Ugh.
yeah, and this is just I want to tell you something, guys. We are going a step back in fashion with Jingoo, and that is something I want to close this section
The
today.
matching pants.
We are yes, you already saw it. Okay, we are going one step back, but we are talking about that next week. Yeah, we are going kind of doing a little tease here for you. So if you want to know what we say about his outfit, and you already could hear a little snippet of Nico's opinion there about it. Don't forget to listen to the podcast next week, because there we are totally taking the theme of
I would
this
love to have the confidence
outfit.
of this dude. What
How?
the? What
Okay,
the?
let's close it here. Why are we going one step back? We were on a so good pace.
Yeah. Maybe we take one step back and five forward, so next time
I
we will have
hope.
the freaking black suit.
I
I mean,
hope.
it is almost as a black. No, we talk about it next week.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, that was Fashion with Jingoo, yeah. And what will we also see next week? We saw a bit of yeah, the teaser was that the girls will get their next songs presented. So these will be the ones that we got to vote in the app, if you remember correctly. I think we talked about it last week. Um, the four songs. Let me just once again check out the names of the song, and yeah, the songs will get revealed, and the girls will that we also already saw get distributed into rooms, and in those rooms, when they have arrived, the songs will get like revealed. So first they will gather in a room, see with who they will be in a group, and then the names of the songs will be revealed. And the names of the songs are Snake, Shoot, You Plus Me, and Utopia. So I'm really curious, and also, of course, we will have next week the big slaughter.
Yeah.
Half of the girls will once again leave us. Only the top 8 from each nationality will remain, plus the planet pass.
So yeah, we will uh, get left with 27 girls
Yeah,
at the end.
all my hopes lie on this freaking pass, but even that, even that hope is after what I realized earlier. Um, kind of like vanishing even more in
Be
front of my
be
eyes.
strong, be strong, be strong,
I
be strong.
I try, but next week, guys, could you here could sit a completely different Nico next week. That is the only thing I'm going to say to that. Okay,
We don't know what will happen next podcast. It can happen everything. Yeah.
yeah.
So let's
Maybe
see.
it will be. It will be. This will be the last episode. No, but it's yeah. It will be an emotional episode. That much I can promise you. So you should definitely tune in next week again. No clue where you are listening to this right now, but thank you for doing so. And we hope you enjoyed today's episode, which is once again longer than I expected it to be. But I hope you had fun with it, and I hope I see you in next week to the next episode on Sunday, as always. So thank you for your attention, guys, and bye.
Bye.